Hello students, let us discuss our next topic is volumetric analysis. Okay, so in volumetric analysis, first we have titration of sodium hydroxide versus HCl. Okay, so already we discussed for writing the experiment uh, we have to follow some headings. So first heading you have to write the word aim. So for this experiment, what is our aim means to determine the amount of sodium hydroxide in the given solution by using standard HCl solution. Okay, so here they will give some amount of sodium hydroxide. Okay, so we don't know that amount, we have to find out by using what? HCl. Okay, that is called here, that HCl we are calling as a what? Standard solution. What is the standard solution means? Simple, the known concentration. Okay, you know the concentration of HCl. In our lab we are going to give the word 0.1 molar HCl. Okay, already they will mention. So this concentration is known. This is called standard solution. By using the 0.1 molar HCl solution, you are going to find out the amount of sodium hydroxide in the given solution. Okay, so this may be some, you have maybe 0.2, 0.3, that may be vary, but here for example if 0.1 molar HCl given means, by using this one you are going to find out the how much amount of sodium hydroxide is present in the given solution. So this is our aim. Now next heading we have principle. Okay, what is the principle means? It is example for what? Neutralization reaction. So neutralization reaction means, as you know very well, acid base if react together, it is example for what? Neutralization reaction. So here you see this is our base and HCl is a acid. So we have the acid and base, they are reacting together. So this is example for what? Neutralization reaction. Okay. Sodium hydroxide, what is the formula? NaOH. A strong base react with hydrochloric acid. What is the formula? Here we have HCl. Okay, a strong acid to form a salt and water. So here HCl is a strong acid, NaH is strong base. They are reacting together, giving the word salt and water. The amount of NaH determined from the known volume of given standard HCl. So here you are going to find out the word amount of NaOH by using the word volume of HCl. Okay, so that's why it is calling as a what? Volumetric analysis. So you are taking the volume for determining the concentration of unknown solution. So that's what it's calling as a what? Volumetric analysis. Now in this we have the indicator. Okay, so what is the indicator? We have phenolphthalein. And what is the end point? End point means what? It's going to be where it's going to be reaction is completed. Okay, so here we have the end point, what? Pink to colorless. Okay, these are you have to remember. Indicator we are going to use the phenolphthalein and end point is pink to colorless. This is the chemical balanced chemical equation you have to write. Now apparatus required, here we have the burette. Okay, that is having the how much ml capacity means 50 ml capacity. Next pipette, it is having 10 ml capacity. Next we have titration flask, that maybe depends on our amount we are going to change. Okay, so burette, pipette, titration flask, these are the apparatus. So this is the burette, you can see here. Okay, here we have the 10 ml capacity. So you are going to, sorry, this is a pipette. Okay, this is a pipette, you are going to pipette out 10 ml of sodium hydroxide. And this is we have the burette. Okay, so burette will be like this. So this is the burette, here you have the tip. So from this tip the solution going to fell down drop by drop. Here we have the stopcock. With the stopcock you can make the on off with the solution has to be fell down or stop. By using this stopcock you are going to monitor, and this is a value marking, means you are going to fill the some liquid or water solution up to 0 mark. Okay, this is having the 50 ml capacity. Here you can see the 50. Okay, total amount volume how much it has a capacity means 50 ml. Okay, this is the burette. And this is the titration flask. Okay, here you are, so this is the titration flask. You are going to take the 10 ml of sodium hydroxide in the titration flask. Now chemicals required, here we have the 0.1 m HCl solution. Here note it down. Okay, already here concentration they are going to mention. So HCl solution concentration already we known, that is how much its molarity, 0.1 m. Okay, capital M indicate what? Molarity. Okay, you have to remember that is a molarity, not the molality. So here we have the molarity is there. Okay, next NaS solution, this molarity we have to find out. Okay, this is unknown concentration solution. Now what is the procedure here? First you have to, burette is rinsed with the 0.1 m HCl solution and then fill up to the mark. Okay, you have to rinse first. Okay, why? Because means we are talking about the volumetric. Okay, if you want rinse some amount of water, okay, distilled water will be there, and that may be what going to vary some volume values. So to avoid that one, so first you have to rinse the burette with the what? 0.1 HCl and fill up to the mark, nothing but what? 0. Then pipette, here pipette is rinsed with the sodium hydroxide solution and 10 ml of it is pipette out into the titration flask. So here you have, for example, here we have the titration flask. Okay, this is flask already we discussed. From this in this you are going to add the 10 ml of sodium hydroxide. How? Means by using the 10 ml of pipette. Okay, you are going to pipette out 10 ml of sodium hydroxide in the titration flask. Then here 2 to 3 drops of phenolphthalein indicator you are going to add. Then the what? Here the solution turns to pink. Why it is going to turn pink? Means here phenolphthalein indicator in basic medium, what is the color? Pink. Okay, means it indicate here that the solution is what? Basic in nature. Okay, and for your kind of information, so for example, if you take the HCl, what will happen? That I will discuss. Okay, so as you know very well, phenolphthalein indicator in acidic and basic medium having the different colors. So in we are taking the NaOH in the conical flask. So it is a base. So you have to get the pink color in the conical flask. Then what you are going to do here, the flask is placed on the glazed tile under the burette and the initial reading of burette is noted. Okay, here you are going to keep the under the tile. Okay, what is the use of this tile? Means if you bottom we have to find out the end point. Okay, what we have end point? Pink to colorless. If bottom is not clear, okay, if it's not white, what happened? That we are going to miss the end point. To avoid that one, we are going to use the glazed tile. The acid solution in the burette is released slowly and dropwise into the flask with a constant shaking until the pink color just disappear. Okay, so what you are going to do next? So this is the experimental setup, you can see clearly. Okay, in this burette, okay, this is a burette we have. In the burette you are going to fill the what? 0.1 m HCl. Okay, 0.1 m HCl, and here we took the 10 ml of sodium hydroxide solution with the phenolphthalein indicator. Okay, so finally here what happened? By using this stopcock you are going to add the drop by drop HCl solution, and you have to go for the constant stirring. Okay, why we have to stir? Means reaction has to be it has to mix properly, otherwise you won't get the proper end point. Okay, so you have to constant stirring the conical flask to go for the complete reaction. So our end point is what? Here just to disappear. Okay, you have to get the pink color, has to be just, not the complete. That is called end point. Okay, the final reading in the burette you have to note it. Okay, initially how much is there, finally you have to note down. The flask is washed with the tap water and finally with distilled water. So while doing the experiments, always we are going for the what? Tap water. After that we have to go for the finally what? Distilled water. Why we are using the distilled water? Means to avoid the interference of remaining ions in the procedure. Okay, the procedure is repeated 4 to 5 times to get the set of at least 3 concurrent readings. So here you have to go for the repeat 4 to 5 times. Okay, why we have to repeat? Means you have to get the at least concurrent means you have to get the constant values. Okay, so why? Because means sometimes some experimental errors we may do. Okay, so to avoid that one, we are going to do the experiment 4 to 5 times and we are going to take the concurrent readings. Okay, so the readings are tabulated. So finally you have to go for the table. Now let us discuss the observation. So here we have the observation. So here we have table. So in this, here we have we are going to do the experiment 4 to 5 times. Okay, so you can do the 1 2 3 4, how many times are going to repeat. Now volume of HCl, how much we are going to take? 10 ml. Every time you are going to take the what? 10 ml. So here you are going to get the only every time 10 ml, 10 ml, 10 ml. Okay, so initial reading here, finally initial how much you have? 0 ml. Okay, so for example it's consumed up to 10. Okay, so here final minus initial, so volume of HCl consumed how much here? Totally 10. Okay, second time, if you go for the second time, again you are taking the 10 ml of sodium hydroxide and you are going to add the phenolphthalein indicator. So now you are going to titrate. So here initially how much you are not going to fill the burette again. So now this is 10 ml, so maybe it came to reading up to 20. So now volume of HCl consumed how much means again 20 minus 10, how much here? Again 10 ml. Okay, next third time again you are going to repeat same. You are going to pipette out 10 ml of sodium hydroxide and you are going to add the phenolphthalein indicator. So here initially burette reading how much here? 20. Why? Because means we stop here 20 na, so here initial 20. So it may be stop at 30 ml. So again here volume of HCl consumed how much means 30 minus 20, how much? 10 ml. Okay, now again you are going to repeat the how much fourth time. So you are going to pipette out 10 ml of HCl. So you are going to add the phenolphthalein indicator. Now while titration, maybe here what? Initial 30 ml, so it may be consumed up to 40. So here how much finally, how much consumed? 10 ml. Okay, now so these are called guys what? Concurrent values, means you have to get the constant value. So here concurrent value how much here? 10 ml, nothing but volume of HCl consumed how much? 10 ml. Now come to calculation part here. So in the calculation we have the formula. So HCl, here we have the formula M1V1 by N1 equal to M2V2 by M2. Okay, so for here molarity of HCl how much? We already given 0.1 m. Okay, volume of HCl consumed how much? 10 ml. Okay, it is coming from this table. Okay, so this value is coming from the what? This is coming from the burette reading. Okay, this has to become from the burette reading. Here just for sake of convenience I wrote the 10 ml. Okay, next number of moles of HCl, from where you are going to get? From the balanced chemical equation. Okay, so here we have equation NOH plus HCl. Okay, gives rise to NaCl plus H2O, isn't it? Okay, NaCl plus H2O equation is said. So here number of moles of HCl how much is here? Here we have the 1. So this is a 1. Next molarity of N2 we don't know, that we have to find out. That is our now task. Next volume of HCl how much you pipette out? 10 ml. Here see, this is for the printing mistake, it has to come here. Okay, this is 10 ml. Next number of moles of NOH how much here? This is also 1. Why? Because means in stoichiometric equation we have the coefficient nothing is there, means it indicate what? 1. Okay, so M1 is 0.1 m, V1 already is coming from the burette reading. Number of moles of it is coming from the stoichiometric equation. M2 we have to find out. V2 we are going to pipette out 10 ml of sodium hydroxide, and N2 already is coming from the what? Balanced chemical equation. Okay, now if you solve all this together, finally you are going to get the M2. So finally, if you find out the molarity, that is nothing but M2. So molarity of what? Sodium hydroxide, you are going to get some moles per liter. So what is units of molarity means? Moles per liter. Now what is our question? We have to find out the strength, not the molarity. Okay, so molarity came. So once you know the molarity, you can find out the strength of given sodium hydroxide solution. What is the strength mean? Already we discussed in potash alum. So what is the strength means? How much amount of solute present in the 1 liter of solution. Okay, that is called strength of solution. So how you are going to calculate strength of solution means, here we have the formula strength of solution or NaOH solution. They are asking you about the NaOH na? So strength of NaOH solution equal to what? Molarity into molecular mass. Okay, so molarity how you are going to get here? So this is a molarity already you got from here. Okay, molar mass of sodium hydroxide how much? 40 gram per mole. Okay, this is the molar mass of what? Sodium hydroxide. So finally you are going to get the strength of solution what? Gram per liter. Now what is the units of strength of solution means? Gram per liter. So means some x grams present in the some 1 liter of solution, that is called strength of solution. So final result is what? The amount of sodium hydroxide in the given solution is somewhat some x gram per liter. Okay, this is our aim. Finally we find out the result. So here we have few questions in the manual also. Okay, let us discuss these questions one by one with answer. Okay. Now, what is the standard solution means what? Where whose concentration is known. Okay, a solution containing a precisely known concentration, simply a known concentration solution is called as a what? Standard solution. So in our experiment in a lab we done the what? 0.1 molar HCl we are taking. Okay, so in our experiment this is a what? Standard solution. Next, what we have? Indicator. Indicator means what? Is a substance that changes its color in acidic and basic medium. So as you know very well, the indicator is going to change the color. That is called as a what? Indicator. Now, an indicator shows one color in acidic medium and different color in basic medium, so that they are called indicators. Simply they are going to change the color. They are indicating the what? Color change. So that's why it's calling as a what? Indicator. If you see the example here, methyl orange. Okay, methyl iron in acidic medium we have the red color, and in base it has a yellow color. Okay, now phenolphthalein in acid it is a colorless, and in base we have the pink color. So in our experiment we are taking the conical flask what? Sodium hydroxide. Okay, so sodium hydroxide you are going to add phenolphthalein indicator, so immediately your solution going to turn to what? Pink. Okay, so after titration, okay, here we are going to add the HCl drop by drop. Okay, so what happened? Once the reaction is completed, the solution turns to colorless. Why? Because means if you add the HCl, now the sodium hydroxide consumption over, now left with the what? HCl will be excess. So finally solution turns to acid. So here colorless indicating means what? The reaction is completed. So in acidic medium it is a what? Pink color. Sorry, in acidic medium it is a colorless. In basic medium it has a pink color. Next here, what is an acid and what is an base? Okay, so here we have the definition based on the Bronsted, Lowry and Lewis acid, two scientists are there. Okay, according to that here, according to in sense of Bronsted, Lowry here, a substance which is going to donate the proton, or if you talk in terms of Lewis, okay, so which is going to accept a pair of electron, that is called as acid. Okay, if according to Bronsted sense, if you talk about the what? Proton donor, it is an acid, or it is going to take the pair of electron or valence shell electron. It is called what? Acid. Now come to the base. A base is a substance that can accept proton. Okay, here it is acid going to donate, but base it's going to accept the electron. And now come to the what? It is going to donate the pair of electron. Okay, if it's to donate the pair of electron, it is called as a base. Here it's going to accept the electron, it is called as a acid. Or simply you can tell as a proton donor is a acid, proton acceptor is a base. Okay, for you for sake of convenient. Now, what is a neutralization reaction means what? It is a chemical reaction in which acid and base react quantitatively with each other. Means we are talking about some amount, isn't it? Some volume, from that you are going to find out some what molarity, from that molarity you are going to tell the some quantity. Okay, so it is a reaction where acid and base react quantitatively. Now next, what is a titration? So titration is a common laboratory method of using quantitative chemical analysis. So our titration already aim we discussed. We are going to develop about the quantitatively, not the qualitatively. So it is a laboratory method for the quantitative analysis. In this method is used to determine the unidentified concentration of a non-analyte. So here analyte means NaOH. For example, taking the NaOH, okay, you don't know the concentration. So that concentration you are going to find out by using the titration. Now, what is a volumetric analysis means what? The volume measurement is known as volumetric analysis. So already we discussed, we are going to take the volume of HCl, isn't it? So from that volume you are going to find out the molarity of NaOH. So you are taking the volume. So that's what it's calling as what? Volumetric analysis. Now what is analyte here? An analyte component or chemical species is a substance or a chemical constituent that is of interest in analytical procedure. Simply what I want to convey means unknown concentration. Okay, so unknown concentration is called as a what? Analyte. Okay, so standard solution we call as a known concentration. Unknown concentration is called a what? Analyte. So in our case we sodium hydroxide don't know. Okay, so molarity of sodium hydroxide we don't know, so this is called as a what? Analyte. Next we have titrant and titrand. Okay, so titrant means what? The titrant is the compound in the titration burette. Mostly its concentration is exactly known. Okay, so simply in burette you are going to fill the HCl, isn't it? Okay, so this is called as a titrant. In conical flask, which is going to be determine the concentration, that is called as a titrant. So titrant is a component in the titration which is being analyzed in the titration. Okay, this is we are going to find out. This is called as a titrant, and titrant means this concentration already we know. Okay, known concentration is called as a titrant, unknown concentration is called as what? Titrant. So what is the end point means what here? End point is the conclusion of a chemical reaction, means finally a reaction is complete, that is called as a end point. In particularly in titration, it is the point at which no further titrant should be added. So titrant means, for example, in the burette you are taking the HCl, isn't it? Okay, so once the end point is came, in this case our end point is what? Pink to colorless. So you are going to stop the addition of HCl. Okay, so you are not going to add the further titrant, that is called what? End point. Okay, usually indicated by a color change in a indicator or some other measurable change. So for this now in our present experiment we are using the phenolphthalein indicator. Okay, that indicator indicating what? End point by using the colorless, pink to colorless. Okay, simply means what? End point means what? Where a reaction is completed, a conclusion of reaction is called as a end point. Next question, if you see, what is the molar mass of HCl means? Here hydrogen having the 1 and molar mass of chlorine at how much means 35.5. So simply if you add together how much molar mass of HCl, how much we have? 36.5 gram per mole. Okay, why? Because mean if they ask strength of HCl solution means what you have to do? You have to find out the molarity and you have to multiply it with the molar mass of HCl. Okay, then you are going to get the strength of HCl. So this is a, you can see the here we have the burette. Okay, in this burette we are going to fill our in our experiment 0.1 mole of HCl. So this is called as a titrant. This is called known concentration. And in the conical flask, okay, we are going to take the analyte or titrant. Okay, this is a known volume. Volume is known but unknown concentration. Why volume is known? Why? Because means you are going to, every time you are going to pipette out 10 ml of sodium hydroxide. Okay, but concentration is unknown. Here in this case what? Volume we don't know. Here we are going to find out by volume. Okay, you are going to titrate, you are going to find out the volume, but concentration is known. This is called titrant. So titrant you are going to fill the in burette, and you are going to fill in, you are going to take in the conical flask. So this is the titration setup. So like this you are going to get the questions.